I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. Today, Totssf Idrissi, the 94 rated left wing Moroccan, who is currently coming in at around 160,000 coins. Whether he's dipped down since I've recorded this, I don't know, but that is quite rare actually, that he is bang on 160 on both consoles, Xbox and PlayStation. He's a little bit cheaper on PC, actually 130k, which again doesn't happen very often, but here he is, 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot. He has high, medium work rates, average body type, and of course he's right-footed just for added information. I put a dead eye on him, and you may wonder why, but there isn't really an awful lot you can do with regards to, I mean, the pace is 99.99. Can't improve that. That's perfect, right? Brilliant. Can't give him a better weak foot, and I can't decrease the defensive work rate. So what we're left with is either trying to improve the physical, but to be fair, with a winger with 84 strength and 87 aggression, there's absolutely no need to bump that up anymore. That is brilliant. And of course, we can't touch the stamina. Defensive stats are irrelevant. So then we're kind of left with, do we go with bumping the dribbling, or do we try and improve that passing? Now, the passing is kind of dependent on where you decide to play him. If you bring him off the bench and you just want him as an attacker purely and maybe a striker, then maybe you could get away without touching the passing at all. If you want to start him, then of course you might want to consider something else. And if you do end up starting him, what position are you starting him in? So it is 100% dependent on where you want to play him personally as to whether you want to improve that passing or you want to try and bump up some of the elements of the dribbling. Now, I say some of because the dribbling, the ball control, and the agility themselves are all 99. You can't improve them anymore. So the balance, the reactions, and the composure are the only 3 stats you can hit there. Now, there are only 2 chem styles in the entire game that touch composure. Now, the sniper is a really strong candidate for a chem style in this one, and it was between a sniper and a deadeye. So with a sniper you get 94 balance, 89 reactions, and 93 composure, and of course you get 8 finishing up to 99. The shot power is already 99, the volleys go to 99, and the deadeye and the positioning is up to 92. But the deadeye takes that positioning up to 99, finishing goes to 99 as well, long shots 96, volleys remain as they are. Not many of us take volleys in this FIFA anyway. And then, of course, the vision goes up to 96, short passing's up to 99, free kicks up to 91, crossing up to 90. So it is 100% dependent on where you play him. But either way, whichever chem style you go with, sniper, deadeye, or any other random chem style you decide to throw on him, you've got yourself a card here that is very reminiscent of Ryan Kent. He's got unbelievable agility, great pace, he's got 4-star skills. He is lacking the 5-star weak foot, which Ryan Kent obviously has. And I know a lot of people frown upon Ryan Kent, but it's true that a lot of people use him. And you can see him there poking his little bonce up. He is on my bench. I have been using him recently. Now, I've not used him in Weekend League yet, so I'm not quite that bad. But I am thinking about it, because off the bench, he is broken, and I don't really understand why. It's a shame that we didn't get a slightly higher rated version, maybe an 86 rated over time. That would have been really good. But that's why I've kind of compared Idrissi to Ryan Kent, because they are very similar in the sense of you give him the ball and let him run and he's going to just tear people to pieces. Now, I only played him on the wing very briefly. I actually had him as a striker. Look at the pace on that. Had him as a striker for the majority of the review. I played 6 games, and I think for maybe 45 minutes I had him down as a left wing, and I put him down there at half time. So I didn't really get the full value of what most people would feel like they get from Ryan Kent off the bench. You get that really strong, fast, skillful player against tired legs, which Idrissi wasn't doing. So whether he feels, I would assume he'd be incredible coming off the bench as a winger, but I started him because I wanted to obviously have the full experience. I wanted to play with him throughout the entire game, and I wanted to see the highs and lows, right? there are definitely some lows, and in this game in particular, you will see him miss 2 sitters, and that's my fault. I will hold my hands up. This one is the worst. I play across to him. It's a tap in, and I've gone for the spectacular. I tried to just lob it in, and I don't know why I did it, but obviously I missed, and it's my fault, not his. And then bit of juggling, left-footed finish there. Of course, he does have a 3-star weak foot. David De Gea, very proud of himself. You have conceded 3 goals already, mate, so I wouldn't be too proud of myself. Yari Lippmann plays a banging ball out to Kostic. Great header down to Idrissi. Great first touch, which you can expect because he does have 99 ball control. We're 2-0 down in this game. And I think that there's something worth mentioning about it as well in just a second, but we'll get there when we get there. Decent little bit of juggling. I do that a lot. You'll notice that I play the ball into feet, and I tend to sort of, I don't know, scoop it up to myself. He missed a sitter there. We'll talk about that. I tend to scoop it up a lot, like a little touch. That goal makes up for that miss, though. Look at this. Another angle. Let's have a little slow down, little zoom in. Look at this. Cultured touch, and then pop up and over the top of the goalkeeper. It's not a lob, it's just a very clever finish. And I will say I did kind of half try and do that. I just didn't expect it to actually happen. So big fan of that. Good little ball over to Ryan Kent, who misses a sitter, and then fortunately Kostic is there to put it in. But the things I didn't like about the card, very minimal to be fair. He wasn't as mobile as he could have been, and it's down to the height more than anything. That's not to say that he's not agile, because he is. He's incredibly agile. It comes down to the balance at the end of the day. If the balance was higher, and I know I'm more than capable of bumping that up myself. Does a sniper touch the balance? I'm not sure. Yeah, it does. It gives it 5. I mean, if I gave him an artist, for example, and we just completely ignored the... maybe an artist is the wrong example. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, if I completely ignored trying to boost that finishing, and I focused purely on trying to bump up the dribbling, like I gave him an engine, for example, yes, okay, the pace is wasted completely. However, we do get 10 balance, 5 reactions, and then the passing goes up everywhere, and you get a much better card. So I don't know. Depends where you want to do chem style wise. The balance was probably the only issue. The weak foot was a little bit irritating, but I'm more than used to using players with poor weak foot. His aggression and his strength coming through there, he probably should have scored. Maybe my fault. Maybe I pressed too hard and whatever it may be. And obviously I'm not the best at the game, so there is that. And there's another effort here, well blocked by the defender. This I wanted to show you, right? Van Nistelrooy is shushing me there while I'm 2-0 down. So when you see Idrissi celebrate his little boots off, not here when he scores a tap in that well worked between him and the winger, him and Kostic I think it was. Obviously I watched the celebration there just to be a little bit toxic, but we do end up getting the winning goal. It's not as clean cut as I'd like it to have been. Brilliant bit of football there. The ball gets stuck under his foot, and I'll talk about that in a second. We do score, and I just wanted to explain the celebration away really, because he was toxic towards me for absolutely no reason whatsoever, so I thought I'd give it back. So yeah, the card is super meta, regardless of which way you look at it. It's not ideal that he has a 3-star weak foot. And the other thing worth mentioning is the ball does get stuck under his feet when you... not when you take a first touch, but if you've just been juggling, you know, like you're clicking in the right stick and you're like juggling around. When the ball comes down, sometimes instead of just hitting it on the volley, like I wanted him to, he would try and take another touch and maybe bring it down, and then it would just get stuck, and then he'd be sort of leaning over the ball and trying to hit it, and he wouldn't generate the power that I wanted him to. Bit irritating in that sense, but aside from those two little things, and obviously linking him into a team is very difficult, but he is fantastic. He's so fast. He's great on the ball. He's got the skills. His shot power, his finishing for the most part is phenomenal. His positioning is very good, but his raw power, strength and pace is very reminiscent of Ryan Kent, but obviously with refined other things, and I really do like him. I think if you missed out on Ryan Kent, yes, this guy is a lot more expensive, but he's very similar off the bench in that regard. Just watching back that miss, I just tried to lob it just so it would fall underneath the crossbar and it would look a bit better, rather than me just pressing B and just, you know, it dribbling in essentially. Anyway, I really like this card. I think he's absolutely phenomenal. If I get him in what I would assume is going to be the guaranteed Dutch League pack, I hope they don't do like a guaranteed one of the two teams. I hope they do individual, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I kind of hope I get him because I would love to have this guy as a super sub on any account. He really was a joy. I would say a dream, maybe not quite as much, but yeah, a joy to use. If you have used him, let me know what you think of him in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed the review, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.